Suppose you see a binary covalent formula. You recognize from the name that you're seeing a binary covalent compound, and you want to write the formula for that binary covalent compound correctly. The key to this is going to be the prefixes that have number meanings: mono, di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa. You need to pay attention to those. That's going to be the key to getting the formula right. You're also going to need the periodic table symbols for the elements that you see in the name. So let's look at a couple of examples. I suggest when you do this, you use your hands, and you need to have this list right here memorized. So let's take a look at carbon dioxide. And by use your hands, what I mean is just take it one part of the name at a time. So carbon dioxide, cover up the dioxide part and just focus on the carbon for a minute. You go out there and you find the symbol for carbon on your periodic table. There it is, C. Okay? Now once you found that, now focus on whether or not you need to worry about a prefix here. The prefixes are mono, di, tri, tetra, and also you see, I can't get my words out. There is no prefix on carbon here. Now you need to remember the rule for this is when the first word is going to be mono, we don't use a prefix. Otherwise, we always use prefixes in all other cases. So we start off with just C. There's no number next to it because we wouldn't write a 1. After that, focus on the dioxide part. Now, you ask yourself, do I see a prefix here? Can I cover up part of this and say, oh yeah, that's a prefix? For example, di, is that a prefix? Yes, di is a prefix. It means 2. And then if I cover up the dioxide, what's that? Oh yeah, that's oxygen, right? So this word dioxide means 2 oxygens. So we would write that as O2. So carbon dioxide would be CO2. Pretty easy. Okay? Let's take a look at one more. So use your hands. Focus on the first word, okay? That's a pretty funky looking thing. I don't think I've seen that on the periodic table. So let's just cover up the part of it, the second part of it, and see if we recognize a prefix. Is that a prefix we recognize? Yes, di means 2. Okay? Now cover up that prefix and look at that part of the word. Nitrogen. Oh yeah, I remember nitrogen off the periodic table. So go to the periodic table, we find nitrogen. Nitrogen is N, and di means 2, so we would write N2 for nitrogen. Then we look at this funky looking thing here. Cover up the second part of it with your hand. Don't worry about this N2 over here. Just cover up the tetra chloride until you just see chloride or just see tetra. And then ask yourself, is that a prefix I recognize? Is any of this a prefix I recognize? Ah, yes, tetra, 4. Then cover up the tetra. Chloride is something I recognize off the periodic table, so that means 4 chlorides. So we would write that as Cl4. And to finish out the formula, I just bring those two together, and it would be N2Cl4. Hope this helps. This is binary covalent compound formulas.